the noble Duke of York. He had 10,000 men. He marched them up a hill one day and he marched them down again.
Hey folks, welcome to this edition of Papaw's Pods. In the previous session, at the end, we mentioned two things that could keep you from achieving a 10% return over a long period: fees and taxes. We're going to cover these in this session, along with some recommendations about where and how to invest your $1,000. Fund companies, of course, are in business to make money, so most of them charge a fee which they subtract from your account each year. Usually these fees are a percent of your current account balance, so a fee of 1% would be $10 for your $1,000 account. Now 1% or $10 may not sound like much, but remember we're talking about 50 years. All the money subtracted from your account in fees has to be multiplied over 50 years and the loss of compounding that occurs over 50 years. Unbelievably, a fee of 1% would cost you $40,000 in 50 years. So we want to be very miserly about fees and do everything we can to eliminate or decrease them. Taxes are another subtraction that could keep you from 10%. When you get your first paycheck from an employer, you will be unpleasantly surprised to see that the U.S. government has taken money out of it for Social Security and Medicare. In some cases, they will also subtract an income tax. Taxes are just like fees in that a small amount subtracted each year can have a huge effect over a 50-year time period. So we want to avoid fees and avoid taxes. Fortunately, you can. We can avoid or severely limit fees by choosing a fund company with no or very low fees. We can avoid taxes by setting up a special type of account called a Roth IRA account. Roth IRAs started 28 years ago and were set up by the U.S. government to encourage citizens, that's you, to save money. Roth IRAs have restrictions on how much income you can have and how much you can contribute each year, but none of that really applies to you. However, there are some restrictions on Roth IRA accounts that do apply to you. Number one, you have to contribute earned income or income you receive for a particular job. Usually this means a paycheck from an employer. If you have a paycheck, you can contribute the full amount you earn, up to $7,000 a year. You can also have earned income from self-employed work, like mowing lawns and babysitting. But if you don't have an employer's paycheck, you will need to limit your Roth IRA contribution to $400 a year. If you contribute more than that, you will also need to pay federal Social Security and Medicare tax. Keep your paycheck stub, or for self-employment work, record the date, who paid you, the amount, and the type of work. Once you put money in a Roth, you can't withdraw earnings before age 59 and a half without paying a penalty, unless you use it for a first-time home purchase. So let's step back and summarize what we know at this point. We want to invest in stocks because they have the highest long-term return, and we don't care that stocks will lose money in a particular year. We want to invest in a group of stocks, fund, rather than a single stock, because diversifying over many stocks is less risky than just one or a few stocks. We want to avoid fees by choosing a low or no fee fund company. We want to avoid taxes by setting up a Roth IRA account. If we have an employer, we can contribute up to $7,000 a year. If we make money on our own, we can contribute up to $400 a year. Because you are underage, your parents will need to set up a special custodial account for you. Some of you already have a Roth IRA that your parents have set up for you. This account will transfer to you and you will have total control of it at age 18, 19, or 21, depending on state laws. If you do already have a Roth account, then you can probably just use the fund you're already using. Just make sure the fees are as low as the ones I'm recommending. I'm now going to list 3 fund companies that I think are reputable and have been in business in many years. And for each company, I will specify funds that meet our criteria. I'm sure there are other good companies and funds, but you can't go wrong with these. Pick one company only. Don't spread your money over multiple companies. Within a company, it does make sense to invest in both funds. This will spread your money over all the companies in the world and give you more diversification and less risk. So at this point, you're ready to talk to your parents about a custodial account and confirm whether you already have a Roth IRA or not. In the next and last session, we'll talk about fable most of you will remember and how that story applies to investing. That's all for this
He marched them up a hill one day and he marched them down again. And when they were up, and when they were down, they were down. But when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down.